I'm the Cockney photographer. I've now got 2 channels dedicated to some of my recent photographic work, so you can watch any of the videos I upload on either channel. Now, let's get started. First off, I generally do all my photography from bird hides, but of recent I've been using my Tragopan V+ bird blind. Now I just got to say, this is an exceptional piece of kit. It's a one-person hide that gives total concealment from everything once you're out in the wild there. Not only that, it keeps you nice, warm and cozy. Anyway, this short video gives examples of photos taken from, in the main, my Tragopan V+, but also I've included some shots from public hides at either country parks or reserves situated around the UK. I'm also pleased to welcome back Gabby Hudson, who famously narrated on my motorbike cruising channel when I appeared as the Cockney Cruiser on the On Your Bike show. Now these shows are still around and can be found in my playlist on this channel, The Cockney Photographer. So have a look, they're quite interesting and show me riding around on my motorcycles, either my Royal Enfield or my Suzuki M800, which was a nice tool. That was a lovely tool. Anyway, let's go and say hello to Gabby. Great to have you back. Now Gabby will be giving some descriptions of some of my favourite UK wild birds in the following photo library of shots. So with that said, it's over to you, young lady. Wait, just before I go, can I ask you if you would be kind enough to subscribe to either of my 2 channels, and if you wish, comment, like or share any of the vlogs or shows. Be very appreciative. Thanks very much guys, enjoy the show.
Hello to you all. And Tony, wow, it's great to be back on the show. I have done a bit of research into the list of birds you gave me. This should give viewers an idea of what to look out for when they are out and about. So let's get on with it. Speak to you later. The great tit. The great tit is a distinctive bird with a black head and neck, prominent white cheeks, olive upperparts and yellow underparts, with some variation amongst the numerous subspecies. It is predominantly insectivorous in the summer, but will consume a wider range of food items in the winter months. Like all tits, it is a cavity nester, usually nesting in a hole in a tree. The female lays around 12 eggs and incubates them alone, although both parents raise the chicks. In most years the pair will raise 2 broods. Nests may be raided by woodpeckers, squirrels and weasels and infested with fleas, and adults may be hunted by sparrowhawks. The great tit has adapted well to human changes in the environment and is a common and familiar bird in urban parks and gardens. The great tit is also an important study species in ornithology. The robin. The European robin, known simply as the robin or robin redbreast in the British Isles, is a small insectivorous passerine bird. It is found across Europe, east to western Siberia and south to North Africa. It is sedentary in most of its range except the far north. It is about 12.5 to 14.0 centimeters in length. The male and female are similar in coloration, with an orange breast and face lined with grey, brown upperparts and a whitish belly. The robin is commonly thought of as our winter darling, being the subject of endless seasonal gifts, cards and prints. The robin is also quite likely to feed from your hand. bunting. The common reed bunting is another passerine bird. It is medium-sized, about 13.5 to 15.5 centimeters long, with a small but sturdy seed-eater's bill. The male has a black head and throat, white neck collar and underparts, and a heavily streaked brown back. The female is much duller, with a streaked brown head, and is more streaked below. It breeds across Europe, with most birds migrating south in winter, but those in the milder south and west remain resident. It is common in reed beds and also breeds in drier open areas such as moorland. For example, it is a component of the purple moor grass and rush pastures, a type of biodiversity action plan habitat in the UK. It occurs on poorly drained neutral and acidic soils of the lowlands and upland fringe. Can be commonly found during winter time as residents at quite a few country parks around the UK. Common blackbird. The common blackbird is 23.5 to 29 centimeters in length, has a long tail, and weighs 80 to 125 grams. The adult male has glossy black plumage, blackish-brown legs, a yellow eye ring, and an orange-yellow bill. The bill darkens somewhat in winter. The adult female is sooty brown with a dull yellowish-brownish bill, a brownish-white throat, and some weak mottling on the breast. The juvenile is similar to the female, but has pale spots on the upper parts, and the very young juvenile also has a speckled breast. Young birds vary in the shade of brown, with darker birds presumably being males. The first-year male resembles the adult male, but has a dark bill and weaker eye ring, and its folded wing is brown, rather than black like the body plumage. Common across most woodland and gardens, the common blackbird has a preference for deciduous trees with dense undergrowth. However, gardens do provide the best breeding habitat with up to 7 pairs per hectare, that's nearly 3 pairs per acre, with woodland typically holding about a tenth of that. The blue tit. The Eurasian blue tit is usually 10.5 to 12 centimeters long, with a wingspan of 17.5 to 20 centimeters for both sexes, and weighs in at about 11 grams. A typical blue tit has an intensively blue crown and dark blue line passing through the eye and encircling the white cheeks to the chin, giving the bird a very distinctive appearance. The forehead and a bar on the wing are white. The nape, wings, and tail are blue, and the back is yellowish-green. The underparts are mostly sulfur yellow with a dark line down the abdomen. The yellowness is indicative of the number of yellowy-green caterpillars they have eaten due to high levels of carotene pigments in the diet. The bill is black, the legs bluish-grey, and the irises dark brown. The sexes are similar and often indistinguishable to human eyes, but under ultraviolet light, males have a brighter blue crown. Juvenile birds are more yellowish and have fewer contrasting colors. They become similar to mature ones in September, although some parts of the wings are kept until May-June the following year. Blue tits can also see in ultraviolet light. That's one of the ways they can distinguish whether the bird they're seeing is a male, female, or juvenile. Male's cap is more intensively blue than females and chicks. In the UK, the Eurasian blue tit can be found in a variety of environments and is typically found in deciduous woodland, parks, gardens, and even in the centre of towns. The chaffinch. The Eurasian chaffinch is about 14.5 centimeters long, with a wingspan of 24.5 to 28.5 centimeters and a weight of 18 to 29 grams. The adult male of the nominate subspecies has a black forehead and a blue-grey crown, nape, and upper mantle. The rump is a light olive green, the lower mantle and scapulars form a brown saddle. The nuthatch. Having spoken to Tony earlier, I know that this particular species is probably one of his favorite. Nuthatches are compact birds with short legs, compressed wings, and square 12-feathered tails. They have long, sturdy, pointed bills and strong toes with long claws. Nuthatches have blue-grey backs and white underparts, which are variably tinted with buff, orange, rufous, or lilac. Although head markings vary between species, a long black eye stripe, with contrasting white supercilium, dark forehead, and blackish cap is common. The marsh tit. The marsh tit has a black cap and nape with a blue sheen visible at close quarters. The black bib, below the bill, is rather small. The cheeks are white, turning dusky brown on the ear coverts. The upper parts, tail and wings, are greyish-brown, with slightly paler fringes to the tertials. The underparts are off-white with a buff or brown tinge, strongest on the flanks and undertail coverts. The bill is black and the legs dark grey. Juveniles are very similar to adults, but with a duller black cap and bib, more greyish upperparts and paler underparts, and they molt into adult plumage by September. The marsh tit is a widespread and common resident breeder throughout temperate Europe and northern Asia, and can be found across many woodlands and country parks throughout the UK. The pheasant. Pheasants can be found all over the world in introduced and captive populations. Pheasants are characterized by strong sexual dimorphism, males being highly decorated with bright colors and adornments such as wattles. Males are usually larger than females and have longer tails. A pheasant's call or cry can be recognized by the fact it sounds like a rusty sink or valve being turned. Their diet is mostly seeds, grains, roots, and berries, while in the summer they take advantage of insects, fresh green shoots, spiders, earthworms, and snails. The best-known species of pheasant is the common pheasant, which is widespread throughout the world, in introduced feral populations and in farm operations. The grey squirrel. Tony has asked me to include this lovely tree dweller, disliked by many and loved only by the few. The UK has a couple of varieties: the grey squirrel and the much-loved red squirrel, the latter being found more in northern areas of the UK. Grey squirrels have been given the nickname of tree rat. In Tony's opinion, an undeserved title. Grey squirrels are abundant in southern regions of the UK and feed on a large variety of nuts. If you're lucky, you may even get one to feed from your hand. Both Tony and I would like to thank you for watching, and we ask if you would be kind enough to subscribe to the channel and even comment, like or share. If you are interested in getting a copy of Tony's latest ebook, Bird Watching and Bird Photography, then check out Kindle or Amazon and download a copy of this great little guide, filled with photography tips and a small journal of some of the UK's fabulous wild birds. See you again soon. Bye for now.